Hello. Oh my goodness, it's so good to be back. And your program, Talk Shop, where we tell it like it is, and then the chips fall where the bloody hell may. Be to be free. And as we always say, two things we always say. One, truth crashed to earth shall rise again. And two, what time is it? It's nation time. It is nation time. It's nation time. And I'm so thrilled by your vim and passion, because everybody is calling for a t-shirt, and very soon, very soon, you know, they're going to go out, and very soon we want to have a very solid nation time march. And in the meantime, folks, we are back here to tell the truth, and that the chips fall where they may. First of all, even before I start, let me congratulate, I almost said President-elect too. I almost said President-elect. Let me congratulate President John Dramani Mahama. Yes. And the first female Vice President of Ghana, Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyemang. Show us some love, man. Oh my goodness. And then I'm sure most of you saw the swearing in. It was amazing. Folks, what surprised me was this. It was the whole of Africa was in Accra. The whole of Africa, the leaders, Accra, to come and attend the swearing in. It was simply spectacular. The organization was so good. Everything seemed seamless. And I'm telling you, it was a proud day for every Ghanaian watching the swearing in of John Dramani Mahama and Jane Nana Opoku-Agyemang, Professor Jane Nana Opoku-Agyemang. It was fantastic. It was such a day, man. I hear by 5:30 the place was full. Some of us decided to say, Charlie, we watch it on TV so that we can see a close-up of the president. But but it was simply amazing. But this is what I want to talk about today, folks. Considering where we have just come from. Considering where we have just come from. We have been in 8 years of where I call a circus in a zoo. You know what a circus is? Those of you who don't know what a circus is, you Google circus and find out what a circus is. And then zoo. I'm sure you know what a zoo is. Ghana was like a circus in a zoo. And when I say that, I'm talking about the extent of the chaotic, disorganized nature of our dear country. Ghana has sunk to the deepest depths we can ever think of. And follow me, folks. Living in a country where I call a circus in a zoo. And then we have an election. And thanks to you, the people, you overwhelmingly decided massively and decisively that no, we can't continue like this. This is a sinking ship. We can't continue like this. Let's vote and change. So I salute all of you guys who went out there to vote. I mean, I salute you. I mean, I would say congratulations to President Mahama and congratulations to the Vice. But the real congratulations go to you, the people who voted. You made that decision. You made that choice that this change should come, and it should come now. And you did it overwhelmingly. Now, this is what I was saying at the beginning. Considering that we have come from a country that I was describing as a circus in a zoo, and then we go through a transition, and then that same country, while we are swearing in, has possibly every leader in Africa come to attend. It was so amazing. Every leader. I mean, we can't say Africa was here in Accra. Africa came to Accra. Not just Africa. There were people from other countries, you know, I hear Haiti was here and everything. They were all in Accra. So folks, think about something to me. BBS is on. from a circus in a zoo to a country which has suddenly drawn so much attention that the whole of Africa was in Accra. And I said something, wow, the black star is rising. The black star is rising. From where we have come from a circus in a zoo, to a place where the whole of Africa has gathered, it meant something. Folks, it really did mean something. For me, when I was looking at it, I'm like, wow, our first independence, the first time we celebrated our Independence Day was Nkrumah winning independence from the white colonial, as we called them then, masters. We were getting our independence from them, from the white people. And then we had all these dreams and desires, and we are going to prove to the world that we are capable of managing our affairs. And Anyama went haywire, kept going down since Nkrumah's overthrew. Everything was so messed up, to a point where it got to the last administration, where it was just like under colonial rule, under oppression, under dictatorship. Only difference was that this time we're not under white rule. We're under our own rule. You know, those of you who have read Nkrumah's book called The Class Struggle in Africa, it talks about something, and it says the class struggle in Africa has taken the shape of what we call the class race struggle, which means that the class that took over the race, the white race, is now becoming and developing the attitudes of the race that they took over from. So now it's not the white people suppressing us, it's our own blacks suppressing us. That's the class race struggle. But anyway, the swearing in of Mahama, I saw that the black star was rising again. We have another chance to prove what we messed up in the beginning. When in the beginning Nkrumah declared that Ghana, your beloved country, is free forever.
The battle has ended. Ghana, your beloved country, is free forever.
And he said, we're going to prove it over to the world to show that the African is capable of managing his own affairs.
There is a new African in the world. That new African is ready to fight his own battle and show that after all, the black man is capable of managing his own affairs.
That was what he said in our first independence. And we went downhill after his overthrow, that there was no tomorrow. Sadly, we proved to the world that we are not capable of managing our own affairs. We messed up big time, folks. I remember the first time this Club 100 came out. That was Club 100 top companies in Ghana, called Club 100. When it first came out, you looked at the list, and the sad thing was that like the top 10 to 20 companies were all foreign. Ghanaian companies. So we did not prove that we're capable of managing our own affairs. It proved that others will come here and manage our affairs. So when I was witnessing the swearing in, and all of Africa had gathered to watch the swearing in Ghana, because Ghana, the black South Africa, has always been the beacon of hope for the whole continent. Always. At some point we lost that. We deviated and diverted and actually became a circus in the zoo. And then at one point it seemed finally that we are regaining the black star back. And that is what I saw during the swearing in. I was like, wow, this is like the second independence. But this time, folks, and let me talk to President Mahama and the NDC at this point. Please, it doesn't take a lot to mess up. But this time, folks, we have no option but to succeed. If we fail this time, we are doomed. I remember before the election, I kept saying that I see this election as a tipping point. I say in the life of every nation, sometimes you get to a tipping point and you have to make a crucial decision, because that decision will show where you tip. You either tip into prosperity and a rebirth, or you tip into chaos. And that's why I was here every day begging that let's understand that we are at the tipping point, and let's watch where we tip. I'm very happy that Ghanaians decided that we will not tip into chaos, but tip into prosperity. Now, this is what I want to say today, folks. That was just the beginning. All the love, all the dedication, the idea about change. It has come. But that was only the beginning. And I tell you today, that was the easiest part. Was to get the change. Do you know what's going to be very difficult? How do we manage the change? And how do we really get the change? Because like I keep saying, if nothing changes with our attitudes, nothing changes with our mindsets, nothing changes with our behavior, forget about it. All this euphoria, say, I see some now, the NDC is back and it's great and there's all this euphoria. Trust me, it will boil down to nothing unless we reset. I told you that once Mahama has been sworn in, the direction is going to change a bit, because we're going to be focused on how do we reset this country. Because it's amazing that we have been given an extraordinary and phenomenal opportunity to reset. The voting, the overwhelming, decisive decision we made to tip the other side is just a proof that we have tipped on the better side of things. But, folks, it is not enough. How do we actually change? That is the tough part that we are about to deal with. And trust me, I think it was J.J. Rollins a long time ago. He was talking to, I think it was Diane Sawyer, one very famous woman in America, program Debbie, and he was saying that if we don't change as a nation, you can go and vote for Jesus Christ to be president. And I'm paraphrasing him. That's not what he said. But Mumfa Jesus ni Mahama, one president, one vice, whichever way you want it, nothing do whatever. Nothing is going to change in this country, folks. So the change we are talking about, the change we want, is the change for you and I. I know Mahama has listed some amazing things that they say they want to do in their first 120 days. Paper. It's been listed on paper. The challenge is, how is it going to be executed and executed well? Because let me tell you this, in case you haven't noticed, what we do very well as Africans is that we know how to talk. It's kind of a we know how to talk. The problem that you and I as Africans have always had is how to implement what we talk about. But when it comes to the implementation, sometimes we messed up totally. That's why I'm appealing to the NDC, Charlie. You, this time, to have Mahama back. He was a president. He was maligned and taken away and deposed. You have failed. And then when he left, Ghanaians went through their own rethinking, and posterity said, take a look again. Are you sure? So whatever it is, Mahama has fought and has come back again. And I'm telling you, folks, this time, he can't afford. And I see the energy and the vim that he wants to succeed. I was listening to his speech
But there is hope on the horizon. Today should mark the beginning of a new opportunity. An opportunity for us to make a difference in our governance and our economic management. We shall reset our dear nation, Ghana. To the millions of my fellow countrymen and women who joined long queues and waited in the sun for their turn to vote for me, you have my sincerest thanks for honoring me. My firm, immutable assurance is that your votes will matter in the work that I'll do to make a difference in the destiny of this dear nation of ours.
Considering this, folks, and this is an open secret, when Mahama left office as president, all the things that were due him were not giving him. The state owed him a house as the former president. The state owed him an office as the former president. The state owed him so many other benefits as the former president. He was not giving one. He was not even given not any single of the benefits that were owed him as a former president. But check this out. During the swearing in, he spoke lovingly about Nando and the whose regime. Everything that was owed him was taken away. Because I know this man, we go back since 1996, whatever. He's the only man that calls me Johnny, and he was like nice and cordial, like they've been friends and deep buddies forever.
Somehow, it seems fitting that it is with Nana Akufo-Addo that I twice shared this stage and this unique historical distinction. Because Nana Akufo-Addo and I began our national political careers in Parliament in the same year, 1996. He has always greeted me with warmth, a firm handshake and a smile. And he is perhaps the only person in my life who has persistently chosen to call me Johnny.
That is brilliant for the swearing in speech. But we know it wasn't like that. There was hatred, there was enmity, there were attempts to frustrate him. And I'm telling you, and I did a program and I said that Mahama is MPP's in KSM. Do you know that? I did the program, you check on YouTube, I said it was in KSM. Look, if it was anybody else running, the MPP would not have panicked as it was when Mahama was running. Because Mahama is the KSM. This is a man we maligned and slandered and kicked out of power. How the hell on earth am I going to hand over the power back to the same man that I maligned and slandered and kicked out of power?
Ghana cannot afford the return of the NDC, especially under the leadership of John Dramani Mahama.
Until you realize that Master, it's not your decision. No. It is not your decision. It is the decision of the people. I remember when I was interviewing Mahama and I asked him about what he said when he was leaving power, and he said that posterity would judge him. Listen to this.
Posterity will be the judge of my time in office, because we know that vindication lies in the womb of time. And with time, the truth would always come out.
Do you feel vindicated?
Of course, any human being will feel vindicated. I mean, the kind of lies that were told about me, I went out of office, I've been in this country. I was hoping that they would carry out some investigations into all the allegations they made about me. I actually challenged them. after I left office. I said, all the things you said, DKM belonged to me. I had a hotel in Dubai, ships in Tokyo Harbor. Me and my wife had transferred World Bank money into Swiss bank accounts. I said, I'm here, I'm waiting. Just come and investigate me.
That's what he said, though, when I asked him why he believed that he would come back and have his top person to judge him. But the point I'm making is this. He was slandered, maligned, degraded. If there's any president who has been more maligned, degraded, and slandered than Mahama, it was Kwame Nkrumah. It's interesting that it was the same tradition that did both. Kwame Nkrumah was dealt a dirty hand back in the day. The same thing happened to Mahama. But let's move on. Let's move on. He was slandered, and with everything, the man has been able to come back as president. Never before in the history of this country has this happened. Utuobi, no slander, no, degrade him. He's incompetent. Let me tell you some secret that not many people know. Okay? At one point, a foreign agency was hired to come to Ghana to see how best they can launch a campaign to derail Mahama. A foreign company. They came to Ghana and they went and did their own research. And they came back and reported that there could be a problem. Even though Ghanaians look a bit angry and are not happy with what is going on, our research tells us that nobody is blaming Mahama. They are complaining, don't so this, don't so that. They are complaints, that's what the research said. But the research said none of the complaints is blaming Mahama. So the advice they gave is that if you want to win power, make sure you single out Mahama and give it to him that there's no tomorrow. I'm telling you this. So it was an advice, actually. We have done our research. You have invited us to come and help you win power. We have done our research and we're telling you that the word on the ground, as much as people are upset, nobody is saying anything, or the anger is not directed to Mahama. So please change your playbook and make Mahama the target of your campaign. Make him the center. Make sure that everything that is going on wrong in Ghana, you tie Mahama to it and make it like, what's the word? Make Mahama synonymous to the Ghanaian problem. Folks, Dumso was not an accident. When you remember, at one point they said in Ghana, we don't even say, how is life? Oh? When you meet somebody, we say, Dumso. Back in the days of the lives of Dumso, and the response is, yeah, Mahama. If you don't know this, then you didn't live in Ghana. I'm trying to point to you the extent to which it was taken to make sure that the name Mahama was vilified and linked to the worst things you can think of. Papano. And all kinds of things. It is not for me to talk about this thing yet. But I'm trying to tell you this, that the whole thing about vilifying Mahama was not an accident. It was an advice taken from a strategist, political strategy. So if you want to bring him down, this is what you do. And it was done. We maligned him and everything possible you can think of. So when he went away, it was not an accident. People were really angry. He was vilified. And he's back. Folks, he is back. The same person is back. So you can understand why at one point there was so much frustration. You understand why now? When you do this thing to an individual and he's coming back and he has now become your greatest threat, isn't that scary? So anyway, All I'm saying is this. Against all this backdrop, the only advice I can give Mahama, please open your ears, open your eyes and your ears. Oh, don't take anything for granted. Already, there's this guy who is the West African gas pipeline has already predicted that you say you don't want us, we'll go. You see that the doomsday will be back.
There will be doomsday coming soon.
There will be doomsday coming soon.
So I know. I mean, the energy sector, I know there will be doomsday coming soon. Expect it. Doomsday will be coming soon.
Who say doomsday will soon become the energy sector? Yes. I'm for say, but there must be no as a man shut down solving it. Until now, you are confident that doing so well, because one solve a problem.
Bigger interventions, baby. My nano by me catch it.
Yeah. So what makes you think the NDC
sufficient gas production?
It's the other job with the NDC for the doomsday of the if you have done the work,
there are a lot. There are a lot of independent power producers.
Right.
Sika bebre o no ma
I'll say to you
nyansa kwan betua. Oti ase omo ba omo no omo nyi sika bi emu odu bia no betua.
Where did the prediction come from? He knows why he said that. So I'm saying, folks, without getting into any detail, there's going to be amazing orchestration to make sure and it's not an accident. So I'm saying this to Mahama. Please keep your eye on the ball. At this point, President Mahama, the only thing important that you want to do is to stick with your 120-day contract that you signed with Ghanaians and implement them with fierce ferocity. Because don't be overtaken. To the NDC people, let me tell you folks that power is one of the most dangerous things if you don't apply conscience. When you get power, NDC for me when you have power and you let the power take precedence over your conscience, you mess up big time. Because the moment you let power take precedence over your conscience, the next thing that follows is arrogance. And that's what we just saw. The levels of arrogance. Even now that some of them are even a micro minority, you should listen to them talk and you can see that arrogance is oozing out of their pores. That's what power does to you. So I'm begging you, NDC people, don't forget and don't think the overwhelming vote that Ghanaians went and entrusted in you, don't forget that it is the will of the people that has got you to where you are. So if you ever forget that and ever get back to becoming arrogant because your power, please prepare. Let me play a clip of advice that Asantehene gave to Nanado. Let's play this clip. I know what I'm talking about. Listen to this clip again.
The word won't pesika ye review.
The word we were bread, we won't pesika the ayewe.
And he says, Kuhuna ye Jumani.
Say, Waba, for dog, Ghana, Honda, or fire Juma, Nabua Ghana for.
A dean Kwan says, a whoop.
Said, dear, it didn't go on.
The Bell Dimba Comusa and Passable Mampany by near friend and after that, or Baba ye Ghana ye.
Said, do I do the here and say, wait my yard, dear Dachi, Yakase, or Mampany by Ghana, near friend and out of Danko.
Nipa nyina ni da so.
Nipa nyina Ghana for
nyina ni da so sese.
Ghana for many da so.
Ye tro aba ne wie ya ye bobo se wawen. Obi gina TV3 so wo ka kire nipa na wo se wo na TV companyfo no ko John Mahama wo ka kire nsa aba ne de kom ne abufuo na to ye.
So we na we ka ko gina TV3 kan. Se ko Mahama na ka kire nsa de kom ne abufuo na to ye.
Asa akọ na na do so aka kire nsa te ekom ne abufuo so no so ba no anya de kom ne abufuo be sa ato ati ano.
Kan kire na do so oba na so wan hwe ne ye ekom ne abufuo no ye de pam Mahama no. Embi na de pam.
And that's it all. The best advice anybody could have given to an adult then. At your age, you're not looking for money. All you want to leave is a good legacy. And look at your age. What else do you want in this world? As I didn't say, baby, what do you need to cut now? So that Ghanaians will see that one day, once upon a time, there was a man called Akufo-Addo who took over the reins of Ghana, and this is the legacy he left. As I think they say, that's all you're looking for. Don't go and mess it up, because the kind of hunger that the people used to overthrow then Mahama is the same anger they used to overthrow you. And then that one. And may I now take the same advice, Namidia Mahama. So you have come back again. And now more than ever, the hope that you have given Ghanaians that you are going to reset is what we are waiting for.
But there is hope on the horizon. Today should mark the beginning of a new opportunity. An opportunity for us to make a difference in our governance and our economic management. We shall reset our dear nation, Ghana. To the millions of my fellow countrymen and women who joined long queues and waited in the sun for their turn to vote for me, you have my sincerest thanks for honoring me. My firm, immutable assurance is that your votes will matter in the work that I'll do to make a difference in the destiny of this dear nation of ours.
The hope that you're giving Ghanaians about resetting is what we're going to work for. So please, and NDC people, give him the space to work. Oh, I know Ghanaians. Well, very soon, Musupano will get into your heads. I was talking to a good friend of mine the other day. No, not the other day, just 2 days ago. It was a surprise. I said, oh, Charlie KSM, I had to call this, and now they don't even pick my calls. We say, already? Already? And the guy I'm talking about, and the people that he's calling, maybe I'll give them the benefit of that. Say maybe they didn't see the call or something, because he's the kind of person our friend wants, but they should pick up. Even if they don't and they see his number, they should return the call. Also, that is how arrogance is connected to power. And to be patrol NDC4, be conscious. If you don't make a conscious decision to say that I will not allow power to take my conscience, it will. And the minute power takes over your conscience, or you be arrogant like there's no tomorrow, you will see. We are all here in this world. Go and read Animal Farm. Those of you who don't know Animal Farm, go and read Animal Farm. It says we are all equal, but some are more equal. But some are more equal. Those who have power are more equal. But so folks, resetting means that right now that you have power, don't let that power take over your conscience. That's the first reset you need to do. Even before Mahama says his reset to reset Ghana for no. Set your minds and understand that you are there because the people decide, say, yeah, the move bow. The people voted you in, and that is the only reason you are there. We, the people, decided. So for crying out loud, don't let the power we have given you to serve us become an instrument of lording over us, because you have let power taking place of your conscience. I know power. Read Animal Farms. Animal Farm, excuse me. I know what power does to people. Hey, within 1 year, you'll be somebody totally different because to me, and you believe that you have power. And it will take place of your confidence. Arrogance will follow. Don't get there. Because hey, this program is here. Those of you who get there, I'll come and sit here and I'll mention your name and I'll tell you, say, Charlie, arrogance no bad. Teso jai. I'm coming, I'm sitting here. Me, I don't have anywhere to go. Mahama, I like the vein that you're starting with. This oral that you have come up with. The things that you want to probe and get into, not you. Set up the institutions and go after them. Mahama, I beg, recover the loot. Recover the loot. Because even as you are trying to recover the loot, there are agents who are still working to make sure that the gas pipeline is not flowing properly, or think that they should have done. Now that they have a transition team, the transition team is realizing so many things that they should have done but have not been done. So very, very soon, folks, it won't be very, very surprising if erratic power supply starts again. Mahama, no, it was planned even before he came.
What's it doing so soon become about energy sector? Yes. A man for some, but there must be as a man shut down so now you are confident in doing so because one solve a problem.
Bigger interventions, baby, my nano by me catch.
Yeah. So what makes you think the NDC
sufficient gas production?
It's the other job with the NDC for the dooms of the if you have done the work,
there are a lot of independent power producers.
Right.
Sika bebre o no ma
ari
nyansa kwan betua. Oti ase omo ba omo no omo nyi sika bi emu odu bia no betuatua. Oti ase.
Mahama bio is saying to me interpret through then. It's a plan. So all I'm saying is this, folks, let us all get this mindset to realize that we are in a massive struggle, and the agents who want to disturb the growth of Ghana are still working even harder than we thought. Folks, it's not a joke. That one of the funny things, and it's not funny, tragic things ahead. People are talking about succession already in the NDC. The one here prepared no Mahama kwa. I say what? Mambodam and Jimmy. At this point, the only priority you should be focused on is how do we build this nation? How do we recover the loot? All the things that they say they have done, the $800 million, which is a lie, which is staring us right in the face, because very, very soon, trust me, erratic power supply will start again, because people have planned for it. Because they are looking forward to saying, back of a new party, so swallow it.
Ghana for MPP, and they will graciously come back. And
vote for the MPP.
2028, you will see.
I see. What's it doing so soon become about energy sector?
Yes.
A man for some, but there must be as a man shut down so now you are confident in doing so because one solve a problem.
So these things are coming, and you are thinking about who a succession plan. I'm laughing not because anything is funny. I'm laughing at the extent of how ridiculous and stupid that thought is. And I hope it ends there. Mahama, please don't come and joke. Be fiery. Take the decisions that you have to take and move on. The thing I want to say, see, the whole of Africa came to Ghana. The whole of Africa was here, practically. And there were delegations from the US, from China, from Russia, from Japan, Ghana, to come and witness the Black Star rising again. To come and witness the Black Star at its peak. That you see the democracy that you guys say we don't understand. Look at Ghana and look at what we have done in Ghana. We are setting you a signal that now with the second independence, we're going to prove to the world that we are in fact capable of managing our own affairs. And folks, that is the deal. And that is what we have told the whole world that gathered at the Independence Square. You saw how that small boy got fans, Ibrahim Traore. Do you know why he was so cheered on? I think he's the youngest leader amongst all of them that came there, and he thinks radical. He's not doing business as usual. Mahama, that's your tip. No more business as usual. No more. I have so many ideas on how you do business unusual that I hope that this is going to be your trajectory. Folks, I'm going to wrap up. The swearing in Ejabo, Mahama have been sworn in. Nana Ujenu Pukojimai, our first female vice president, has been sworn in. We are very, very, very happy. But above all, my thanks go to the people of Ghana. You guys went out there and voted. And sometimes I joke, I said, what happened there was a coup. When the coup, that's what happened. Only this time, we used the ballot and not the bullet for this coup. But what happened? Why a coup? But after that, Mahama, Charlie, what you have gone to carry on top of your head is massive. You let one small power cut come and say you move from Titi Doom. So that's why the president made the point, say, I left you light when I was leaving. You go deep into the energy sector and see the chaos. See the chaos that has been left at the energy sector. It has crumbled. And so issues of light, gas, nema, will soon come out and stare you in the face. So I'm telling you, it is not a joke what you have taken on. Today I'm going to wish you well with your recovering the loot. Start well, giddy, and expect the resistance, because that is only normal. But let me end by just begging NDC people. It's too early to start that too. So I'm begging, don't let power take place of your conscience. Because the minute you do that, you have ceded to arrogance. Arrogance needed 2 MPP. The arrogance, the dismissiveness, the corruption, the impunity in the 2 MPP. You have come with such power, an amazing majority. You try that arrogance too. But John, I know you won't. I know that you as an individual, you won't. But the people around you, don't let them take advantage of you. Stay focused. Reset this nation and build this nation by doing what is needful. Akufo-Addo failed because he had no team. And his team that he had were ass kissers. Oh, Master, that was his team. Nobody in Akufo-Addo's team can talk back to him. And he delighted in having that team. What can Akufo-Addo say that Abronya will talk back? What about them? What can he say that Wontumi will talk back? Who born dog? So yes, Nana surrounded himself with people that he can control and bully. And that is where it ended him. So President Mahama, Mepacho, your team, find a solid team who can look you in the eye and tell you, no, this is wrong. No, this is right. Don't find a team that is surrounding you to kiss your ass. With all respects, don't build yourself with a team of people who think you have done them a favor until no! Be in control. Let your team know that you are the leader of the team. But listen to them. Because pick wise people you can listen to. Please. And that will be your key to success. The team that surrounds you is your key to success. And the people of Ghana, hey, the dancing, it means nothing unless we give Mahama the support to build this nation. Let's give him that support. The youth, the chiefs, the great thinkers. Let's give him the support to build this. What is going wrong? Let's tell him. Let's end the era of ass kissing and sycophancy. Because we have so much to do to build this nation. And we haven't even started. Oh, it's not like we have started, but I'm quite like we have started, but we haven't gone far. No, we haven't even started. The things we need to do to change this nation, we haven't even started. But let's all rally around with understanding that things are to be done to change this nation. And let us all support it. We are dying. There'll be some people who don't support it. But folks, that is not my concern. My concern is for the vital people who think alike. Let's make sure that we succeed. Because the last thing is this. With this overwhelming vote, with this overwhelming quote unquote coup to put Ghana on the right track, is our last chance. When we mess this up, we have messed it up for good. The Bembio. Let me end on this. That we don't have any option but to succeed. So let us all rally around him. Folks, thank you very much for joining me in our second for this year. We'll be back very, very, very soon. And we'll be delving into matters that are necessary to delve into. Because, folks, you know something? Ghana should rise again. The Black Star has risen again. And we'll keep the Black Star high. See you again.